What is going on, guys and girls? How doing today? It's Single Roleplay once again, and today I want to show you guys this video about the game called LAST EPOCH Action RPG by 11th Hour Games. Early access on Steam. It has been there since March for about like 6 months. I have 250 hours in this game, so I've played quite a lot, and I want to share my opinion on the game and give you some like 10 reasons to buy the game and support the guys, because I think they're doing a great job. I get a lot of questions on what the game is about, how does it compare to Path of Exile, Diablo 3, how does it play, what are the systems, what are the good and the bad about the game, is it worth buying or not, or should I wait more and wait for the release, guys. So in this video I'll try to answer all these questions, give you a fresh perspective on the game, all the cons and the pros, and all the comparisons with the existing games as well. And keep in mind that I'm not paid by the company to do this video. Absolutely not. I haven't got this game for free. I bought it at the release. I'm still playing. I'm still having fun. So this is not sponsored video of any kind. Just my pure, fresh, unbiased opinion, guys. So let's get going. Before we go further into the video, I would like to stop for a second and thank my Patreon supporters and Twitch subscribers. You guys are making a huge impact on my life and allow me to get going and continue creating content for all of you. Thank you so much. If you want to make it into the list and immortalize yourself on the internet, join Patreon to get sneak peeks and behind the scenes footage of my work. I'm always looking for feedback on my content, guys, in order to improve, so making sure you always leave comment, like or dislike. Your reaction is very important. And remember,
you, yes you, are making a difference.
First thing to mention is the storyline, and I would say that it's pretty cool. The whole thing is about, of course, fighting great evil, and the cool feature about the system of this storyline is that you constantly travel between different eras. You constantly travel in time and pursue these great evil and hunt it and try to figure out where this is coming from, what's the problem, help everyone back and forth. So jumping through the different rifts and portals, and that's pretty cool. I haven't seen this in any modern action RPGs for quite a while, and there is one game that has the similar option, so this is Chrono Trigger, and if you're old enough you probably know what Chrono Trigger is about. The game on Super Nintendo, one of the best shit in the world. I'm still a big fan of this game. So yeah, traveling back in time, back and forth in time in different eras. You visit different parts of the world in different time zones with different monsters there, uncovering different parts of the storyline. This is really cool. This is really creative. This is really and the storyline, even at this point, and I'm reviewing a 0.74 patch. This is still a beta. This is not even a full release, so the storyline will be more and richer upon release, definitely. Even at this point, the storyline will make you occupied for about a day or two. It's not like it's like 30 minutes you're done. It's quite a big storyline. It's definitely less than the giant Path of Exile at this point, but it will make you busy for a day or two, at least if you're going for the first walkthrough. Graphically and visually, the game is actually pretty crisp. It's pretty sharp. It's not mind-blowing, definitely, because it's kind of in a still early beta version of the game, but visually the game reminds me about the early times of Path of Exile, like 2013-14. It's about this quality. Also visually reminds me a little bit of the Grim Dawn, and the models and the size of the models and the whole perspective looks quite a bit of the Grim Dawn, but actually better. The models are bigger, so that's about a mix of kind of Grim Dawn and Path of Exile, old footage, I would say. Graphically the game is pretty nice. It's definitely not mind-blowing like AA+. It's definitely not as smooth as Voltson at this point, but still it's better. It's dramatically improving. I've seen this game since the alpha version, and alpha version was like complete shit, guys, but this is like a dramatic improvement, and the game keeps going and polishing. Every patch is just more polished, everything is shinier, glossier, and the game at this point looks like an absolutely great product. Another cool thing about the game is that it will have 5 classes on release, and maybe even earlier. I think they're still developing the Rogue and it will come before the release. But currently there are 4 main classes and 9 mastery classes already available, which like the Ascendancy and Path of Exile. And at the end there will be 5 main classes and 15 mastery classes. So 15 completely different classes, guys, and I'm not gonna lie, this is definitely like a very different classes. They play differently. I really like how, for example, a mage can turn into a sorcerer or a spell blade. So for example, this, you see, like this is the Void Knight character, which mostly like a Sentinel, which can transition into the Void Knight, Paladin, or the Forge Guard. This is a complete class already done. This is the mage that can turn into a sorcerer and spell blade. Sorcerer is like a completely self-casting character, while Spellblade is a bit of a melee-oriented spellcaster. Actually fantastic. I haven't tried this yet, but I know it's very popular. There's also Primalist with the Beastmaster, Shaman, and Druid. Once again, fully complete. Beastmaster is the kind of all about beasts. Shaman is about totems, spells, and let's say self-casting different magic. And Druid is all about transforming and paths, so it can transform into the Werebear, also cast different shit ton of spells. So it's about kind of a very beefy tanky character, which is currently the top on the leaderboard as well. And the last is the Acolyte, which is the Leech, Necromancer, and the Warlock. Leech is like mostly the melee, leeching, damaging, deadly character like Malthea from Diablo 3. Necromancer is the master of different kind of shitty necromancy magic, all kind of explosion, corpses, minions, skeletons, archer skeletons, golems and shit. Necromancer is one of my favorite classes in this game so far. And the fifth will be the Rogue, which will be the ranged character with bows, like a Demon Hunter in Diablo 3, or a Ranger in Path of Exile, or a Mason in Diablo 2. So it's still under development. It will be coming before the release, I'm assuming. Gameplay wise, the game is pretty much a between of a mix of Grim Dawn and Diablo 3 pace, I would say. The combat is very, very similar to these games, and what I personally didn't like in Grim Dawn is kind of a too much slow combat for me, just too slow. Especially it feels like after you jump from Path of Exile to Grim Dawn, you feel like you're in some kind of ooze. Everything is so slow. It feels like a single-player game. And for this game, for Last Epoch, it's not the case. It actually feels pretty responsive, pretty fast. The pace, I would say, is just where it must be for the action RPG. It's not zoom speed at this point. It's just right where it should be for an action RPG. You can control all the things precisely. There's decent speed. Sometimes the fast monsters can jump in and kill if you're not cautious enough. I think it's an absolutely good sport right now, and I really hope that it will be like this till the very end. Itemization in Last Epoch is done in a very, very nice and smart way. First of all, it looks definitely like the your classic action RPG itemization. Nothing spectacular here, to be honest. Just your items, weapons, shields, armors, amulets, rings, relics too. But the way everything is done is extremely nice. It's extremely smart, and everything works absolutely flawlessly. There's literally no kind of disbalance that makes some items extremely overpowered or out of tune or weak at the same time. Everything has place in this game. Everything is useful. This is also one of the few games that actually has useful unique items, unlike Diablo 3, where you just get trashed 99% of them, and Path of Exile, we just not even an alchemy worth billions of uniques are there in the game. In this game, a lot of uniques are build enabling, but some can be used while leveling, some can be used in the end game, some can be abandoned because you out-level them and craft better items yourself. But overall, there's an absolutely fantastic balance between all the items in the game. I have absolutely no problems. And one of the important things about the game as well is the super strong crafting system. Crafting is a bit of a simplified version of the Path of Exile. There's just 4 affixes on the item instead of like 6 on a rare in Path of Exile. You drop the shards during your gameplay process, and you can craft shards on the items using practically just the shards themselves, and now the currency. Even gold is not needed, literally. So you also find the items with the mods. You completely just evaporate them and turn them into the shards again, and use these shards again to craft important things on your item. It's that easy. You can get up to like 1 to 4 affixes on the item, and that's about it. Each affix has like 1 to 5 tiers. There's no crazy amount of tiers like in Path of Exile. So it's like a very simplified, straightforward, easy, and extremely powerful crafting system. For this, honestly, I believe that the guys need some kind of, be given a medal or award, because it's not easy to make crafting a viable endgame system in any action RPG, because most of the games fail at this and just push you forward more and more into kind of an MMO grinding diarrhea area. But this game gently handles the crafting system, and in fact crafting in this game is the most powerful thing for the end game. And one most important thing that I like possibly the most is that magic items can be crafted into the absolute end game. This is probably the only game where you do not throw away magic items. For one reason, magic items have to 1 to 2 affixes, and the way that crafting in this game works, that you can craft up to 4, so you just get the good item with very high tier, for example, good magic item with 2 high tier mods on them, 2 affixes, and just craft the other 2, and this is it. You have absolutely a dream belt or item, whatever, guys. This is very strong. And in, for example, Path of Exile or Grim Dawn, you just throw away these magic items, just throw away them, you just go out of the first town, you just never see these magic items ever again. But in this game, you actually look at the ground looking for these fantastic magic items that you can craft. So honestly, guys, crafting system is unlike anything I've seen. It's well made, it's geniusly made, I would say. The skill system is another super strong part of the game, and another award for me personally, because developing such a super deep, flexible, and completely easy to understand system requires some serious brain power, in my opinion. So this system is like a passive tree that you can see over here, which is you've seen this all in Grim Dawn or Diablo 2. This started from the bottom, as you level up, you gain more skill points and progress to the most powerful passives out there. This is your main starting class, and then as you gain 20 points into your main class, you can go to the special dungeon and get yourself a master class and start investing into the other class. At the same time, it doesn't bound you to this class. You can actually start investing into another class of your kind of the main class. So if you are done with your main class, you can start investing into more important things, into another class, or this class, or that class, or this class. So it makes you super flexible. Speaking about the active skills, you can have up to 5 skills at this time, and each of the skills has some trees. Some skills do not have trees, they are work in progress, but some of them have trees. And as you can see, even one goddamn skill have a shit ton of different variations. If I can scale your skills, you can go like more damage, more projectiles, elemental damage, physical damage, crit, non-crit, chill, ignite, poison. You can do so many things. It's literally fucking insane. You can do like this, that do crit, increase the amount of companions you can get, increase the amount of damage they do, increase the amount of controlling parent ethics they do, like giving buffs instead of this. I haven't seen such flexibility in any other game, and at the same time, it's all done in a very, very simple, understandable way. There's no 300 points in like in Path of Exile skill tree. We're just completely lost on this shit. You don't need to link anything to the skill gems, fuse anything. It's just already there. You just follow the skill tree, follow the skill links, and that's about it. You can also easily unspec and despec if you wish, without any big problem, pain in the ass. No, orbs of regret needed to drop anything. Just get point by point on just despecialize the whole skill. You can also drop the passive tree for the in-game gold, which is very cheap, and you can respec easily if you feel like you will progress something in the wrong direction. Just go and unspec some points and invest somewhere else. The skill system is absolutely brilliantly well made, and I'm just completely surprised they did it in such an easy and powerful way. The endgame systems in Last Epoch is currently two different things, which is the Monoliths of Fate and the Arena. Monoliths of Fate is like the map in Path of Exile, I would say, or some kind of a mission that you go to. So it's a pretty cool system, which I pretty like. You can decently farm an XP, and this is where you farm most of the gear for your character. So whenever you go into the mission, which is successful mission, the toughness of the monsters and the damage they do increase, and you can select what you want to do with the next mission. Will you increase the damage of the monsters, or will you increase the toughness, like giving them frenzies or haste or crit chance or dodge or whatever. It makes the every next mission harder than before, and at the same time you get increased rarity at the same time, and increase experience gain on the next mission. So you always make your mission harder, and at the same time you get more loot and get more XP from that. The fourth or fifth successful mission gives you the key to the arena, and this is what you get. So you get to the chest after you complete the mission, and again you go to the arena. Arena is currently another endgame option. This is kind of a ladder where you compete with the other players, climbing and defeating waves of monsters. This is called the endless arena. You put the key over there, and basically the arena starts where you completely just wipe away different waves of monsters, also get loot, also get experience. This is mostly where people farm experience and level up their characters just for more skill points, more firepower, to optimization of the builds. This is where you can also test, like a big test ground for your skills, for your build, and how does it work with a big density, how can it survive big hits, because missions are usually a little lighter and easier than the arena. But this is where like the actual end game shit begins. And at the time of the release, there will be more endgame variations and system as well. They have like 5 different endgame systems they are planned, and I can't wait to see what's gonna happen with this, because maybe they will invent something aside from that, and I can't really wait to see what they have up the sleeves as well. Another cool feature on the game currently is the ladder for the arena, and it is available for both solo players, hardcore, and not solo players. And the solo mode is that your shared stash is not available for you, because by default your stash is available to all characters, but in solo mode the stash is only for this character. So it's pretty much like a solo self-fan, I would say, if you want to torture yourself. So there's completely different ladder for different types of characters, and this is pretty much what Path of Exile has on the website as well, and these guys also have this on the website, so check it out. It's really cool. You can track something, you can also check some kind of a cool builds, find out what people are using, try to optimize. It's still in the very early stage at this point, but it does work, and it constantly get refreshed, so you can see what kind of exploits are showing up, so they can fix them out as well. It's a very cool feature, and I think that not many games even has this at all. One of the last things that I want to talk about is trading, multiplayer, and PvP, and these are the features that are constantly working on, and I think that multiplayer is the most requested thing to ever come first into the game, and people are eagerly anticipating this feature to be available so we can play with our friends. This will also be the auction house, which is called the Bazaar, and the NPC is already there chilling, as you can see, but the game doesn't have it yet in the game, so it's still coming as well. There also will be PvP, which is also scheduled to be in the time of release, so there will be a lot more content coming. and assuming how fast the game progresses, I'm pretty sure that we will see all of this feature definitely sooner or later. So let's get going, guys. The last thing that I want to talk about in this video is about the cons of the game, because I've been constantly talking about the positive things, but what are the problems within the game currently. And to be honest, maybe one of the very few problems that are currently within the game is the overall instability of the game, I would say, because it's quite laggy at some points and it's extremely hungry for resources. And I am not a programmer or anything, but I know that the game is being designed and built on Unity, and Unity is kind of a tool that a lot of people use, but probably the bigger companies have their own optimized engines. But if you're a small company, you gotta use the tool that is widely available and you can build around that. So the game is extremely hungry for resources, and especially the GPU, it literally burns the fucking GPU. No matter what you have, like GTX 1080, just completely burn the fuck out of it. It just hit slap like crazy. I don't know what's the reason for that, but this is just reality. The game is still in the early beta, guys, and even though it's scheduled for release next year, but I would really hope for more optimization, more ethics, because graphically the game, it doesn't look like it's demanding, but it is demanding for resources. So aside from the optimization, I absolutely have no problems, guys. So in the end, it's up to you to decide if you like the video or not. I gave my completely unbiased opinion on the game. I really like it. I've been playing it since the alpha days, and I'm completely surprised how the game is growing, like compared to some games like Voltsen, for example, which basically is barely going forward. But this game is literally marching forward heavily, crazily, with a full speed, and I can't wait to see how much content the guys will bring further into the game. Once again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you soon.